Ian,
Yeah.
this is one of those times where I like talking about NES prototypes because this is one that I always wanted to see come to light. Hopefully it gets dumped. We're talking SimCity for the NES.
I love SimCity, but like specifically the first one.
You like the charm, the simplicity, even before SimCity 2000. I love SimCity 2000 because
SimCity 2000
that wasn't too complex for me.
No.
But it raised the bar just enough.
SimCity 2000 is fun, but SimCity is a game I can throw on almost any night. The Super Nintendo version, the original PC version, and just play for an hour or two and then never go back to it. Like, I'll just play a city in a night.
Just a little simple city.
I'm done.
No
Yeah.
plumbing needed. Original SimCity. Plumbing was a bitch in SimCity 2000.
Yeah.
Screw you needing clean water. Anyway, and running it through the city. So SimCity was famously featured in, I think, the Pack Watch section of a fall issue of 1990 Nintendo Power. Saying it's coming out in the NES in the spring of 91. That never happened. Of course, it came out in the Super Nintendo famously because it's very popular. Very good game on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Lots of kids I knew had it.
Super well.
I never had it. I think, but a couple years later, I got 2000 on the PC CD-ROM and played that a lot there.
I love that the Super Nintendo version felt very Nintendo, too. With Bowser and
that little guy, the
and
professor.
the little mayor.
Or mayor, professor, whatever, helper guy, kind of like Mario's old uncle. So I didn't know. I guess this is there was 2 prototypes that were confirmed to exist.
Yeah, one that was in a gold Zelda shell, and then now this one.
So the gold Zelda shell was featured in a later Nintendo Power magazine, saying, "Hey, look what we have here. Still, we have this." So it's like, "Oh, that's great, Nintendo. Why don't you get it out there or help us get this?" Well, they didn't probably own the publishing rights anymore, so they probably couldn't do that. They had the publishing rights back in the Super Nintendo days.
Right.
They published it. So it was even featured on Video Power. Johnny Arcade going through it. I never watched Video Power. I used to watch Nick Arcade with the awesome Phil Moore.
Yes.
Gives a good hug, Phil Moore.
Oh, God, does he give a hug.
Good to share a milkshake and a hamburger with, too. So Johnny Arcade was at the WCES or CES back in 91. And it's just a video for a minute, him playing it. And it shows him, scrolling around the city. And it looks like SimCity. It looks like the Super Nintendo one, just downsized to the NES.
It should, since that game was originally released in... Well, you keep talking while I look that up.
89 on the PC.
I almost want to say earlier. But anyway.
Anyway, so yeah. I mean, how much computing power do you really need for a game like SimCity to run? Just what I would think what the scalability would be the main factor on a Super Nintendo, right? Like how large can your map be in order
You are right, 1989.
Pat knows something about video games sometimes. Anyway, so I want to see this game dumped because I want to play it. For some reason,
Yeah, me too.
For some reason, this appeals to me a lot more. I can't explain why than playing it on the Super Nintendo. Mainly because there isn't a game like this on the NES right now.
And I think it would work really well.
Yeah, why not? It works well in the Super. It's not like you need a huge amount of graphical power to run this.
Well, no, and it works well on a PC with a 2-button mouse. You have a 2-button controller.
And that's all you need.
It should work. Ideally, it should work well.
Yeah, you have a select and start button as well to help you out.
I mean, you don't have your function keys, but you should be able to probably move to the top of the screen and get some functions. And I mean,
well, sure. On the Video Power, Johnny Arcade scrolling over across, and the map is moving. So it's not like there was a video released. The reason we're talking about this, there was a video released, then posted on Nintendo Age, where a guy's showing a map generator, a quote unquote random island, and he's playing there. But if you look at the other footage online on Video Power, it looks like the game. It looks like the actual game. You have a little professor or whatever guy, helper running across and talking to you. So I'm hoping that this gets dumped. It looks like the same guy owns both somehow. So that's interesting. I did not know that. I'm hoping this is not held hostage, but you never know.
You never know with people.
But I'll send you a certain NES guidebook if I can
convince
if
you
I can just dump it. Just dump it. Make sure. I'm guessing if he owns both, I'm guessing they're both the same version that are some sort of beta version.
I'll send you nudes.
You'll send nudes?
I'll send nudes.
All right. So, any things to talk about with this besides the fact that I just want to see this?
No.
I thought this was the one that was featured on Seinfeld's wall. He had like a few games there. He had Tetris.
Oh.
I always thought it was. I was like, no, I think it was a Super Nintendo box on the
Yeah.
Seinfeld's wall. He has a bunch of VHS tapes, and then there was like a few games with like Tetris and a few others. And I was like, oh, is that the? No, why would he have a prototype box?
Yeah, I hate
Years later.
Seinfeld.
You don't like Seinfeld?
No.
What's the deal with SimCity on the NES? Where is it? I don't get it.
Curb Your Enthusiasm, though. Better.
All right, so we'll see what happens. We'll see if this gets dumped. Hopefully, we'll see if there's a repro homebrew. I would guess if that happened, that Maxis would go after him or whoever owns Maxis at this point.
EA.
EA owns them. Yeah, I don't know if EA would probably like that, but I think this is good. This is good. You're seeing this more and more every year. More of these prototypes getting found. There's some I still would like to see. Then I guess I don't think the Hellraiser one ever got really to even the prototype phase. They just did assets for it, I believe, in very minor programming.
Right.
Nothing actually playable, I believe. But eventually you're gonna run out of these. But let's enjoy the ride while we're still here. Enjoy that SimCity ride. Make sure your traffic patterns are copacetic.
Yeah.